Hello everybody, today we are going to continue with our grammar lesson Active and Passive Voice, Part 2. Objective: to change sentences from active to passive voice or vice versa. This list of irregular verbs could help you when solving the exercises, and remember, you have to know or to memorize the past participle form of the verbs. First of all, you have to be familiar to tenses in order to be able to apply the rules. So, let's have a review of the following tenses: present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Let's consider the first sentence. The mechanic has fixed the car so far. Which one is the action? The action is fixed, and it's written has fixed. Has is in the present form, and fixed is the past participle form of fix. Number 2. The mechanics have fixed few cars so far. Again, have is in the present form plus fixed, which is the past participle form of fix. So whenever we have has or have plus past participle or the past participle form of the main verb, then we conclude that this tense is present perfect. Has is for the singular form and have is for the plural form. Let's read the next pair. The mechanic had fixed the car when I saw him. The mechanics had fixed few cars when I saw them. Again, which one is the action? In both sentences, it's fixed. But we have this had in both sentences. So we have had plus the past participle form of fix. So it is had fixed in both cases, singular, the mechanic, and plural, the mechanics. Whenever we have this had, which is past or the past form of has or have, then we say it's past perfect. Let's consider the last two sentences. The mechanic will have fixed a car by now. The mechanics will have fixed few cars by the end of this week. In both sentences we have will have plus fixed, which is the past participle form of fix. So whenever we have this form, which is will have plus past participle or the past participle of the main verb, then the tense is future perfect. Remember, you have to be familiar to the form of all tenses in order to be able to apply the rule of passive voice or how to change from active voice to passive voice. Finally, the present perfect form has or have plus the past participle form of the main verb. Past perfect had plus the past participle form of the main verb. Future perfect will have plus the past participle form of the main verb. How to change from active to passive voice. The mechanic has fixed a car so far. First of all, which one is the action? Fixed. Who fixed? The mechanic. So the mechanic is the subject. Okay, the mechanic fixed what? A car. So a car or car is the object. We start a car, then we look at the verb. The verb is in the present perfect form because we have has plus the past participle of fix. We continue with a car has. Then we need something related to perfect. We use been. So it becomes a car has been plus the past participle of the verb fix. Finally, a car has been fixed so far. Next, the mechanic has fixed few cars so far. Again, few cars have. We change has into have because cars is plural. So few cars have been fixed so far. Finally, if the verb is in the present perfect form, then we have to use the following rule. Has or have plus been plus the past participle form of the main verb. The same procedure is applied to the past perfect tense. The mechanic had fixed the car when, etc. In the passive voice, it becomes a car had been fixed when, etc. Next, the mechanic had fixed few cars when. It becomes few cars had been fixed when, etc. We want to focus here on the verb. In both cases, the verb is in the past perfect form, which is had plus fixed, which is the past participle form of the verb fix. And if we want to change from active to passive, then the rule is had, because it is past, plus been, because it is perfect, plus the past participle of the main verb. Let's continue with the future perfect. The mechanic will have fixed the car by now. Let's change it to passive voice. A car will have been fixed when, etc. What did we do? We kept will have, then we added been because it's a perfect tense, plus the past participle of the main verb. So, finally, if we want to change from active to passive voice and the verb is in the future perfect form, then the rule is will have plus been plus the past participle form of the main verb. Review of modals in the present form, or how to use modals in the present form. The mechanic can fix a car. The mechanic could fix a car. The mechanic would fix a car. The mechanic may fix a car. The mechanic might fix a car. The mechanic should fix a car. The mechanic ought to fix a car. The mechanic must fix a car. So all of those can, could, would, may, might, should, ought to, and must are modals, and they are written here or used in the present form. So, modals in the present form are written in the following way: modal plus verb in the base form. How to change modals from active to passive voice? Let's see. Let's read the sentences all together first. The mechanic can fix, could fix, would fix, may fix, might fix, should fix, ought to fix, and must fix a car. So all these sentences are in the present form. And as you see, they are modals. So let's see how to change these modals in the present form to passive voice. As you see, they all follow the same rule. Let's see how. So, the mechanic can fix a car becomes a car can be fixed. Next, a car could be fixed. The next one, a car would be fixed. A car may be fixed. A car might be fixed. A car should be fixed. A car ought to be fixed. A car must be fixed. As you see, they all follow the same rule. So whenever we have a modal in the present form, we follow the following rule: modal plus be plus the past participle form of the main verb. Review of modals in the past form. Let's see. The mechanic could have fixed a car. The mechanic would have fixed a car. The mechanic may have fixed a car. What do they have in common here? We add have plus the past participle form of the main verb. Let's continue. The mechanic might have fixed a car. The mechanic should have fixed a car. The mechanic ought to have fixed a car. The mechanic must have fixed a car. So, if a modal is found in a sentence plus have plus the past participle form of a verb, then we conclude that this modal is used in the past form. Now, how to change sentences from active to passive if these sentences contain modals in the past form. The mechanic could have fixed a car. Let's change it to passive voice. A car could have been fixed by him. Next, the mechanic would have fixed a car. A car would have been fixed by him. What do they have in common? So, we have modal and have plus been plus the past participle form of the verb. So whenever we have a sentence that contains a modal in the past form, we have to add been plus the past participle form of the verb. The mechanic may have fixed a car. A car may have been fixed by him. The mechanic might have fixed a car. A car might have been fixed by him. The mechanic should have fixed a car. A car should have been fixed by him. The mechanic ought to have fixed a car. A car ought to have been fixed by him. The mechanic must have fixed a car. A car must have been fixed by him. So they all follow the same rule because they all are presented in the past form. So whenever we want to change from active to passive and there is a model in the past form, we have to follow the following rule. Model plus have plus been plus the past participle form of the main verb. Exercise. Change the following sentences from active to passive voice or vice versa. Good work.